What's up, everyone? It is the best day of the week again, new comic book day Wednesday, and this week we had some fantastic new issues get released with some beautiful covers. So keep watching this video to hear all of my reviews from this week's pickups, and stick around until the end to hear which issue is my top choice of the week and which issue I know you need to be investing in, so stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. AR Comics here, and today I'm going to be reviewing all of the new issues from October 7th, 2020's new comic book day. But first, if you are new to the channel, welcome. I drop weekly comic book content that includes upcoming book releases, speculation videos, unboxings, new comic book hauls, and you're watching it right now, new comic book day reviews. So if that sounds like something you don't want to miss out on, make sure you hit the subscribe button down low and the little bell to get notified every time I drop new content. You won't regret it. And now, without further ado, let's get started on the reviews. So before I get completely in depth of any of these reviews, I picked up a few issues that I really want to talk about but aren't really review worthy, so we're just going to get right into it. First up, we have the Walking Dead Deluxe issue. I loved it. I thought it was so cool. It's obviously just meant for big Walking Dead fans. It's all in color. It was new. I liked it. If you're a Walking Dead fan, it's obviously something you should be picking up, and they had some awesome different covers. This is the homage to the original cover. They had so many other ones as well, but I'm really happy with this one. Next up, we've got Wolverine number 6. It's a timeless variant, and I know you're thinking, well, why aren't you going to review it? I'm not up to date on the Wolverine series itself. I only picked it up because I absolutely love this cover, and it's got a big first appearance. They're comparing it to Thor's Loki. So it's a new arch nemesis for Wolverine. If you are reading this, it's an absolute must-buy. And if you are into speculation and flipping and anything like that, I suggest picking it up as well because this could turn into a huge issue. That's all I want to talk about. I'm not going to give away who he is or anything about him. That's for you guys to read it and enjoy it and then come back and talk to me all about it. So for the final issue that I picked up, this didn't come out this week, but I saw it on the shelf and I had to get it. Strange Academy number 3. It is the 1 in 25 variant. If you know me, I just made a speculation video all about this series. I absolutely love it. It's something you need to be reading, and for speculation purposes, I think it's going to be big in the future. But that aside, I think it's a great run so far. Scotty Young and his team have done a fantastic job on it. Super interesting. I talk all about it in some of my other videos. Make sure you get caught up, and then we can discuss it in the comment section below. So coming in last today, we have We Only Find Them When They're Dead number 2. I was really hyped for this series. I thought it was going to be so good. I loved the last issue. I thought it was such a nice concept. But to me, this one kind of fell flat, so let's dig into the review. In this issue, Captain Georges finally starts filling the crew in on his grand scheme. He thinks it's weird that they only find gods once they're dead. So like any good captain, he wants to explore and find a live one. Doing this is against orders and illegal. However, he doesn't care, and neither does his crew. The rest of the issue is spent planning how they're going to escape the mining group, but with some warp speed, the V-Han2 is off to find a live god. So what'd you guys think? I didn't really dislike it, but at the same time, I didn't really like it. It was a filler issue. It was meant to just progress the story a little bit more. So it was a little bit boring, but I do like the direction that they're going, and I'm definitely not giving up on this series. I think it's going to get so much better. And plus, I have complete faith in Al Ewing. I love everything he's done with Immortal Hulk so far. Next up, you know I had to get this cover. There it is. Thor Timeless variant. It is beautiful. Alex Ross did a wonderful job on it. So let's see how the story was. Thor is back, and he's here to claim Mjolnir. However, Tony Stark has other plans for him. You see Tony and Thor go back and forth honestly for almost the entirety of the issue. Since it seems anyone can just wield Mjolnir now, Tony wasn't willing to just give it back to him so easily. He wants to take it back in his lab and just study it. This turns into a little mini fight between them both, and after a few good hits, Tony forgets Thor is still a god. They resolve their issues, and Tony tells Thor he should take a much needed vacation. We see Thor think about it, and that leads us into our next issue. So this one fell flat to me, just like the last one in my opinion. I know Donny Cates is cooking up something with Thor right now, but I thought this issue was boring. I like what he's doing between Thor and Iron Man right now, but overall, it's just, I don't know. I wasn't really digging the story. I didn't like the last one either. I have a feeling this whole arc is just going to be a little bit slower, but I know the next one is going to be good. Donny Cates has not let me down yet. So coming up next on my list, we have Champions Outlawed number 1. I thought this was a really fun story, so let's get into the review. The Champions are here, but not if Cradle has anything to do with it. The kids are still coping with what happened to Viv Vision, and they're torn whether they should follow the new laws or continue protecting their community. After we see some self-reflection amongst the group, they hold a secret meeting about how they should move forward. They don't think one person should be speaking for all of them, but they don't really know how to proceed. Cradle ends up busting their meeting and the group gets split up. They do their best against Cradle, but they are no match against them. I don't know what it is. I'm really enjoying this kid vigilante group. I love that they've got Kamala Khan in it. They brought Starling back into it, Miles Morales, and they're all just kind of together. And I'm kind of digging this Cradle organization. It's just like a knockoff police group, and their whole goal is to just shut down, teen hero groups. I really like it so far. I think this one's pretty cool, and it's just like a fun story to read. I'm really looking forward to the next ones. So, next up, we have American Ronin number 1 by AWA Upshot. I was really worried I wasn't able to get this issue, but I did, so let's talk about it. In the not-so-distant future, corporations have taken control over the world for global domination. In this new series, AWA presents us the American Ronin. We are given a story that dives way deeper than we are led to believe. We are shown our Ronin, a highly trained individual that will stop at nothing to bring the big man down. Throughout the issue, we are shown the Ronin's diverse skill set. It helps him not only track down his target, but remain undetected while always having the upper hand. The American Ronin will do everything he can to take down the big organizations. I don't know, maybe it was me. I felt a little bit lost reading it, but I really liked everything that was going on. Hopefully the next issue they explain a little bit more. So far, most things that I've read, if not everything I've read by AWA Upshot has been fantastic. I know this one's going to turn it around because the concept itself is just so cool. It's a Ronin, he's going after the businessman, but it's kind of cool that he can get in his head and kind of control him at the same time, just based on the DNA. I don't know, I was digging it. Let me know what you guys think down low because I thought this was cool. So next up, we have Firepower number 4. Another very interesting story. I've been really enjoying this series so far, so let's see how this one was. In this issue, we get to see more of Owen's life. His past is caught up to him, and his wife knows that he still thinks about his old love. This issue really focuses on the family aspect. He meets with his dad for some life advice, and him and his wife work through their issues. But Owen is still teaching his kids martial arts to get them up to speed. In between the present and small glimpses of his past, we see that they're being followed. The Dragon's Claw assassins are there for Owen. To me, I know I just got done talking about how some of these issues were a little bit on the slower side and a little bit boring. I thought the same thing for this one. It was very slow paced. We got to see him work through some marital issues with his wife. You got to see how he interacted with his family. I know the next one's going to pick up based on how this one ended, but until then, it was just another slow filler issue. So next up on the list, we have Black Widow number 2. This is the J. Scott Campbell variant, and I know you're looking at this like, man, you get all those timeless variants and you didn't get the Black Widow one. It was there. I didn't want to get 2 issues of this because I'm not too completely into the Black Widow series so far. I do think it's good, but I didn't really like that issue. I thought something felt off to it, and plus the first one I got the red J. Scott Campbell one, so I had to get the blue. But let's talk about the issue. In Black Widow issue 2, Natasha is just living her life. She has a fiance, a big house, expensive cars, and did I mention a kid? Clint and Bucky think something's up. There's no way that this can actually be her. We see Clint move in and try to get a read on her, but it's no use. She's either brainwashed or actually just enjoying her new life. The rest of the issue, we see her during her day-to-day, but something's just off. What did Arcade and his partner actually do to her? I liked it. I thought it was a cool issue. I like what they're doing with Black Widow. You got to see Clint and the Winter Soldier, and they kind of were interacting with each other, and you got to see them thinking like, yo, something's totally wrong with Natasha. I don't know what it is, but something's definitely off. And we got to see that progress a little bit. We got to see Arcade and whoever he's working with. I'm very interested to see where they go with this story. I don't think it's like a 1 out of 5 or 1 out of 6. I think this is an ongoing series. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty positive it is. However, I can't wait to talk about the next one on my list. It is Miles Morales, SpiderMan, number 19. I love this series so far, and this issue did not let me down, so let's get into it. Miles is back, and he's been kidnapped again by the Assessor, except this time his Uncle Aaron is there, the Prowler. It looks like we're about to get a repeat of issue 8, but the Assessor brings out his new Miles clone instead. Before anything big goes down, Ultimatum makes his appearance known. He shows Miles his true identity, tells him he's not from this Earth, and then reveals his grand plan. This gives the Prowler just enough time to escape and save Miles. The rest of the issue is full of straight action, and Miles has to go save his family. I have nothing but good things to say about this series. I love it. I love the artwork. I love the story. I like how it's being intertwined a little bit with the Champions and the Cradle and all of that stuff. They brought back the Assessor, the clones, Green Goblin. This has been a very fun read. I love it, and if you're not reading this, you need to pick up a trade because some of these other issues are a little bit on the pricier side right now. And now, coming in at number 1, I'm sure you're looking at it. You obviously know what it is. It's the new Spider-Man issue. I couldn't put it in a bag and board. It is too thick, and it makes it all wavy. This issue was awesome. I cannot wait to talk about it with you. In this massive, oversized issue of Amazing Spider-Man 850, Spidey teamed up with the Green Goblin. Yes, you heard that right. In this issue, the Sin Eater absorbed Juggernaut's powers, and the issue is spent with those two trying to figure out how to take him down. We do get to see some nice flashbacks here and there between Spidey and the Goblin, but this issue really does just focus on the present. The issue is almost entirely action, despite the Sin Eater being the real villain. All of the attention is focused on the team-up between Spidey and the Goblin, and it really is only a matter of time before Norman betrays Spidey, right? I feel like I'm literally living in the Twilight Zone right now. I just got done talking for weeks and months on end how much I hate this series and how horrible of a job Nick Spencer has done on it, and the whole script has flipped, and this new arc is wonderful. I don't know what happened, I don't know what changed, but he has done such a good job on this. This is an issue you need to be reading. The series itself as a whole, not so much, but this latest arc, do yourself a favor. You don't need to read anything in the past about it. Just read this new arc. It's fantastic. So those were all of the issues I picked up this week. Overall, I thought they were all very meh. Not too good, not too bad. Just a lot of filler issues, nothing crazy. However, my top read of the week by far was this Spider-Man issue. Nick Spencer, you did a great job. I loved it, and I'm sure a lot of other people have loved it as well. But now, the time you have been waiting for, my top investment choice. Sorry, Nick Spencer, it is not this issue. However, it was a fantastic read. This is the one you need to be getting, Wolverine number 6, and do yourself a favor and get the Timeless variant because it is beautiful. Alex Ross did a great job. I know I didn't read this issue and I'm not caught up on the series, but everything I've been reading so far saying this is Wolverine's brand new arch nemesis, that is a huge deal. Everything I'm reading is comparing him to Thor's Loki. We don't know how long this guy's going to be sticking around. I still don't want to completely give it away for the people who haven't been reading it, but for the ones who are reading it, you do know that this is a very important issue. Even the comic shops I've talked to today, they said this is going to be a big issue, probably for years to come. So those were all the issues I picked up this week. Let me know down below in the comment section what you think of them and which ones you picked for your top choice this week. And if you liked the video, make sure you hit the thumbs up so I know you enjoyed it. And if you don't want to miss out on any upcoming content, hit that subscribe button down low and the little bell to get notified every time I drop new content. And I've got 2 videos over here featuring more of my comic book content. So make sure you hit one of those and I'll see you over in the next video. Have a good day.